I got married when I was 20.
Yeah.
Simply because I'd have been called up for the forces.
Yeah.
I got called up for the forces in October 1940.
Yeah.
And I was in the army in the Far East as well.
Yes.
Until June 1946. So I had 6 years in the forces.
And when you came out of the forces...
When I came out, they offered me this.
They offered you the bungalow?
Because my house... my wife came from Hackney. I never liked Hackney, East End London. I came from Woolworth,
yeah.
Elephant and Castle. That was my home when I was a child.
Yeah.
And we lived in Hackney. When we got married, we lived in Hackney. But it got bombed in December 1940 because I got a week's compassionate leave to come and try and make arrangements for my wife and to be, where she was going to go. We didn't bring the baby.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't bring the baby, but the wife and I came. She'd apparently had pneumonia and pleurisy, and she was living with her mother in a one bedroom up on the 3 flights of stairs, and she had to carry the water up in a jug to put it in a bowl to wash.
No.
It was all over that way.
Awful.
And apparently when I was abroad, she had this pneumonia and pleurisy twice, and she got a letter from a doctor stating that she badly needed rehousing. So when I came home in June 46, I think my wife had got the letter. I might have come shortly after I was there, and yeah, I think she must have had a letter. And a letter from the LCC offering us accommodation in Downham.
Yeah. And
we didn't know where Downham was.
No.
I went at the post office and they looked up, they said, oh, your best plan, go to Catford Bridge, get a bus from there, along Bromley Road, up Whitefoot Lane.
It's a long way.
And you know the area, don't you? And I remember we decided to come with our letter, and we walked all the way up Whitefoot Lane, and my wife said, I won't be able to do this, she said, not pushing the pram. Anyway, we called in, the LCC offices were in Boundfield Road, that house with 2 pillars.
Yeah.
That was the LCC offices, and they had a yard at the back. And we went in there, presented our card, and I said, oh, you've got a choice of 2 houses. They said, oh, it's a prefab. So I said, I don't want a prefab. I said, I want a house. I've had enough of living in Nissen huts and tents and what's the name, forget the name, Indian name for something, Banshee or something or other. I said, I want a house. They said, look, go and have a look. There's 2 keys, number 6 Person Road and number 8 Person Road, are both ready for occupation. You can have either one. Well, I don't know when you came, but when I came in June 46, this whole place was enclosed in a wire fence, about a 7-foot high wire fence. There was a gate, wire gate, with men there. We had to present our card to get admittance to the site, and there was lorries here. There was everything you think of. There was furniture out in the roads, refrigerators, different things, cupboards and things. Men were laying the roads. There was bricks everywhere, all bomb stuff, bomb damage. They were putting down for a foundation for roads and pavements. They were asphalting. There was these things up and down, steamrollers. God, it was frightening. Really put you off. Men with shovels and picks, digging away.
So what did you think when you first saw it?
It was off-putting.
Yeah.
Anyway, we came and my wife opened the door, and the first word she said was, "What a lovely big hall. We can get the pram in here." And it was a pram. It wasn't a pushchair. It was one of these big, one of these big ones. And she said, "Oh, you'd be able to look out the window there, watch the birds and everything." Then we saw the toilet. Now, in my time, all the toilets were in the back gardens or yards, wherever you lived, or street ones. Nobody, ordinary person, had a toilet indoors. And when we opened another door and found a bath, unheard of in 1940. When I was a child, I was born 1920, obviously. Never. When I got older, I had to queue up at the baths to get a towel and a piece of soap, and then there'd be cubicles. And you waited your turn till one of those cubicles was empty, then you gave your ticket in, went in there, and then the attendant would add levers here at the back where the bath, where your cubicle was. He was walking up and down, and you'd say, "Hot water number 6." You pull a lever, and out from the wall there was one pipe, out would come hot water. Then you call cold water, and then you say, "Right, okay," and you'd be doing somebody else's. That was how to come in, have a toilet and a separate bathroom, and we also had a hot towel, immersion heater. So all you had to do was just put a slip there, and you got instant hot water. So my wife said, we'll have it. Came in here, saw what a big room this was. She said, "Oh, get measuring up for the lino." I can see it to this day. Can see her here saying to me, "Oh, get measuring up, Ed, for the lino." That's all you could afford, and that's all you could get in 1946. And you measured up. And what I thought was also a wonderful thing, we hadn't been here just over half an hour or so, and knock on the door. It was the people from number 4, and that was Jim and Leo Cowlin. They'd moved in. Number 2, Harold Rake, and I can't think of his wife's name. 2 and 4 were occupied, 6 and 8 were ready for occupation, and they were working on the other side of the road and down here. That's where all the workmen were doing, putting stuff in, building. All the prefabs had been put up by the German prisoners of war. They've been erected by them. The Germans have moved off. They were repatriated. But the workmen, LCC workmen or contractors, were laying the roads, putting the stuff inside these places which had been erected. 2 cups, sugar and milk. Now, I couldn't believe it. In those days, everything was rationed. You only got so much sugar, you had dried milk, you had to add water to. Everything was, tea was rationed, you only got 2 ounces a week or something like that. And for perfect strangers to come and welcome us with a pot of tea. Be honest, I've always been a bit of a hard nut, but I feel like crying when I tell that story because it was so, I get a bit emotional. Yeah. It was hard to believe that people would give up a little bit of their rationing.
It's wonderful.
That was how people were.
It's lovely.
I said to the wife, we're not looking at number 8. We couldn't have better neighbours at number 6.
Oh, yes, the prefab was a fun place to live in. We used to play out on the street with the other kids. There were no cars. It was good then, everybody looked out for each other. My mother went to work, but the neighbours would make sure that we didn't get into any trouble. So it was fine.
Be careful over there.
Yeah. God, get your feet out of there, I'll move it. In case you trip over it.
I hope we're going to find something. And if we don't.
Trees in here, they're all gone, aren't they? Do you remember it when it was covered in trees?
Nope.
I know, we had a great big apple tree in the middle.
I think it's been knocked down about 20 years, isn't it?
Longer than that, about 40 years.
Yeah.
40 years.
Is it wrong?
70s, I reckon it was knocked down in. It was my nan's, he was knocked down, so we think it was the 70s, is what we think.
How far down did you put it?
I wouldn't have put it down very far, I was only a little girl.
Might be a while, won't we?
What would it have been?
I don't know what it was doing.
It's a tin, yeah.
A wooden box, paper box, I don't know.
It's paper.
I was only a little girl. And we didn't have any money, so it wouldn't have been anything, wouldn't have been buried in anything posh.
Do you want me to have a go?
I'd go up a bit further.
Up this way.
Yeah, I'd make it like that.
How long can you guys hang around for? Is it, or do you want to be? Do you have to go somewhere or be away or anything?
I've only here to sort of let you in.
Now which way now?
Just go that way a little bit more. That dog.
Not happy, is he?
What is it you're looking for?
My mum buried a time capsule
Oh,
when she
Australia.
was little. So it's fairly unlikely we're going to find it,
A few
but
more fit to go. You never know.
it'd be fun if we did, but
Yeah.
It's 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Do you want to have a go?
it's not a very wide spade, that's the trouble, isn't it?
You've had a fault.
What's that, Fritz?
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very big.
Is it an actual brick? Oh yeah, well, it does look like a brick,
I
doesn't
had
it?
a rockery here. I used to do the garden. And this was my rockery, this bit.
Well, you must be would have done
Was it
it.
made out of steel or anything?
It's only been, not been much at all.
Would have been a cigarette box. Yeah.
I remember putting it in. I remember myself. I had all my little treasures in it.
Would be much further than that, would it? How much further you go?
Right. Can we do another strip down there? It's a bit unlikely, really, isn't it?
Where do you reckon, Mum?
We just have one more strip.
Well, the end of the prefab probably is to here anyway.
Yeah.
Like going that way.
Yeah.
And I had my rockery in this section here.
So then you had a bit round here, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's a side bit.
Passageway, yeah.
Another
and
side.
a path.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I buried it here in my rockery. This is my
Yeah, so it
rockery.
depends on how far out your rock we
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was it near to the fence or is it?
Oh, it started back there and it sort of came around here. Yeah. I'll be happy if we can just do another little strip.
Well, there had a
If
go,
we can't
Dave, or what?
find it, and it's not meant to happen, is it? When they build new houses here,
you
perhaps someone will find
Not
it
a few
then.
years before that'll happen on this bit.
Yeah. It's hard work, isn't it? To swap.
Did you know my mum?
No. Well, I used to live here anyway,
Did you?
in the 70s and
Did you?
early 70s.
I left in 1966, I think I left. Went to Australia. Then my mum's house was knocked down. And they moved her down the road there a bit.
I moved there in Australia.
Did you? Did you? How long was you there for?
I was there for 4 years.
Was you?
I got my citizenship, so I can go back any time.
Are you?
I loved it.
Didn't your wife like it out there?
I went on my own at the time, and my mum weren't too well, so I come back.
Yeah. A lot of people go, the wives don't like it out there. You can't settle.
I went to Perth. Do you want me to go, Dave?
Yeah, Mark, it's a bit solid.
Is it deeper than that?
Would it be deeper than that, or would
I
it?
wouldn't, I don't know.
Because you could go on, you could do
You
the
would
old
go
one.
on for
No, you could.
lock up, couldn't you? If my mum had still been here, the rockery would still have been there. It would have been easy to find, wouldn't it? Sure. What's happening?
I think he's a lot younger than us too.
Yeah.
Not that much.
Well, there's no rockery there, is it, really?
No.
No rock there, is there?
Sure we're digging in the right place here.
I think you might need to go a bit deeper. Because I mean, it's 50, nearly 70 years ago. It's a long time,
but
isn't
the land
it?
hasn't changed
60
that
years
much.
ago. No. Do you not reckon? No,
You know,
I
you
guess
still got
so.
the boundaries. The
Yeah.
boundaries are still in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the exact spot. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, it could have all rotted by now, couldn't it?
Yeah.
If it
Oh,
was there,
really?
you'd see a little
Yeah.
bit of pavement. There, wouldn't you?
Especially if you can't remember what you buried it in.
I only remembered I put it here one day when we were here, and I thought, I'd forgotten I've even done it. So it must have triggered the memory. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. It's here somewhere, but we don't know where.
We could always come back another time.
One day, maybe.
Really?
Turn up.
Perhaps when you get the bulldozer in here, it might come up.
Oh, it's not going to happen for a while. It's not going to happen for about 7 or 8 years, is it?
About
But
5,
yours
I
is an
reckon.
ongoing project, isn't it, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
She's got an ongoing project, so
So what was it in a matchbox, was it?
I can't remember. It's a little box, and I had little bits in it, like my name and all about me, and a few of my little treasures I put in it. I was a funny child, mustn't I have been?
Well, if she takes after you, then yeah.
You can always come up here.
What do
again,
you
though, in the
reckon?
office.
Can we?
Just
That'd
go
be
and
great.
ask them. I'll let you in.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm corresponding with one of the Germans that built this place.
Yeah?
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know whether you can remember all this or not, but the thing is that the first year we were here, 1946-47, was the worst winter we'd ever experienced.
Was it?
It was the worst winter we'd ever experienced. I can remember getting up and looking out, and the snow was about 3 foot deep.
Goodness.
It's hard to believe, but that's the God's honest truth. It was about 3 foot deep. And I thought to myself, I didn't say anything to the wife, but I thought to myself, if it's 3 foot deep out there, there's 3 foot on top of my flat roof.
No, yes.
and I was waiting any time for it to
Come
collapse.
down. Goodness me.
Well, and it didn't.
No.
Now I told that story, and I said I congratulate the Germans on the wonderful job that they made in erecting these. They put them up to stay up. Well, it was in the News Chronicle.
Was it?
The Germans got to hear of it.
Yeah?
German press came over.
Did they?
Then Jim Blackender, along there, he's done more than I have. He's a tenant, but he's organised most of these things. Like I haven't done anything about the BBC or ITV or these people from universities or any of that. Jim Blackender, number 5, he's done it all.
I know Jim.
He's got all the computer. He's got all. He's done all that. I take me, but he sends the people along to me to speak to, because he's not been here all that long, but he loves his home.
Yeah.
And he knows that I'll make a good case.
Yes.
So I mentioned about, I take my hat off to these Germans, wonderful job. They got to hear of it. It was in the papers. Next thing you do, Jim Blackender gets an email or something or other on the computer, don't know what they call the thing, came out and told her, my name is so-and-so and so-and-so. My father was reading the press and he read about the prefabs in Catford. And he said, I was a prisoner of war. I worked on those.
Goodness.
So he said, my father would like to communicate with Mr. Omani. You know. So I sent a nice letter to him, and I got another letter back.
That's lovely.
We do Christmas cards. I'm at fault. I find it a bit of a job writing. I write when I have to, but I do the Christmas card, and he sent me a photo of his wife and his children and great-grandchildren. They've been married 50 years, a photo of their wedding anniversary. But it's nice.
Yes.
It's lovely.
I'll finish off my letter that I don't hold anything against the Germans. They bombed my home, but at the same time, there's plenty of German homes were bombed. There are no winners or losers in the war, I said, and I've got no, disrespect for the German people. In fact, I rather like them. And so I got a nice letter back, and I say, I really owe a letter, but I find it a job to write. But we're doing Christmas cards, but it's all interesting.
Yeah, and the fact that they built your prefab for you.
Yeah, but his father would.
Yes.